Hey everyone, this is Ernest Evans checking in again. This is my response video to Abigail's response on my paper. So first, I just want to say it is actually also my favorite international theory. I think it's very interesting and fascinating. I saw your second response video to my critique and review of yours, and you had stated how you've taken several classes on feminism. Well, I've actually taken several classes regarding sustainability and the environment, so this is definitely a topic that hits home for me. But basically, I just wanted to make sure that where I'm trying to go with the paper is clear. My paper could definitely use a stronger thesis in the introduction. I briefly touch upon it by stating, however, all solutions and strategies are not foolproof, and movies like WALL-E and Avatar, along with published academic works, show the faults and weaknesses in solutions proposed. However, no, I do agree with you that maybe I can explain to the readers exactly what aspect of the film I might be analyzing a little bit more and show how it ties into environmentalism versus just lightly touching upon the fact that I'm going to use that as a tool for analyzing environmentalism. Let's see. So with that, with the thesis out of the way, basically what I wanted to do with my paper was talk about Al Gore and his viewpoints, and then use WALL-E, which Cynthia Weber did, and touch upon how older Al Gore's views were less radical, and because he relies on consumerism and the market to solve the problems, that's actually not enough. WALL-E directly contradicts Al Gore in that sense by showing that consumerism alone will not solve the problem, because as you saw in the movie WALL-E, corporations just straight up took human consumption out to space where it's more convenient for them. So WALL-E highlights that, and then Avatar touches upon Al Gore's belief that individual actions, like the idea of act locally, individual actions can only go so far. Instead, we actually need global cooperation. Global cooperation is the key in Avatar. So in Avatar, as you know, it is a little bit strange with the sci-fi. We have an alien planet named Pandora, and then we have the indigenous people who are living there. Well, the humans had actually used up all the resources on Earth there in this movie also. So what they did was go to the alien planet and start extracting rare resources from there, without any regard for the life there, where the indigenous people were going to go. And as we see through the film, the indigenous people were actually really in touch with the earth. They used it as a means of communicating with their ancestors. They loved Big Tree. That's what they called it. They loved Big Tree. So the one human who was a Marine and then goes over to the alien planet and is actually there on a mission to specifically convince and infiltrate the indigenous people so that when the humans do come to extract resources, they will get out of the way. Well, he doesn't actually succeed in his mission, because whenever he turns into his alien life form, he finds why the indigenous people like the planet so much. He actually falls in love with it, and he sees the problem that humans are causing by trying to destroy, Big Tree to extract just that large concentration of resources. So he works first on his own to try and save it, but he'll soon realize that that does not work. It does not prevail. After a while, he gets some other people who are both on the human side and on the alien side to help him out, and through cooperation they are actually able to save the planet and push the humans who wanted to extract the resources out. Basically, that's what my paper is getting at. With the incorporation of secondary sources, I'd be able to talk about how Al Gore's older, less radical solutions are incomplete. You can't rely on the market alone. There has to, and it's not a matter of individual actions. It's a matter of global cooperation, bureaucracy, politics. There are so many spheres that play into how this is actually going to all work if we want to stop global warming and hopefully, be able to sustain life for many generations to come. Other than that, I think that's really all I had to say. I definitely do have to touch up. I know I have some awkward sentences, some grammar issues. I'm definitely going to touch up on the thesis and talk about the movies more, but thank you for your feedback on it. It's definitely helped me out through my paper already, because there's a pretty good chance I wouldn't have tweaked that thesis a little, enough. So thank you. Bye-bye.